Hey guys, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Today it's the next installment in my season hero guide, and we are going to be back on those S3 heroes. I'm in my main, of course, as usual for these guides. And just a quick update, as this is a hero related video anyway. So I have, yesterday I unlocked the last copy duplicate for Rosen, and I've maxed her 7th skill. So that's another S3 hero complete. So I've got Rosen, Warlord and Living Saint all complete now. Hopefully in the next 7 or 8 days we'll be getting the next batch of X recruitment. So I'll be trying for my last duplicate for the Avalanche and Army Breaker in that recruitment. And if I get one of those complete, then I'll probably go on and try my hand at SX3 heroes, because I really want Spectral Reaper, and also I want the Lawman as well, so I'm working on those. Back to the specific topic today. So we're working our way through S3 heroes, and we've already looked at Bleeding Steed and Rosenblade, so that means today we are going to be looking at Skybreaker, and Skybreaker is the only Archer's S3 hero that we're going to look at, guys. And let's get straight into it. So as we've said, Archer hero. Once again, the developers have not put this correctly. This hero is not a ranged hero. Skybreaker will work on your front row and also middle rows. Do not put him on your back row, guys, alright? You're not going to get the best benefit out of his skills if you put him on your back row. So front row or middle row, and I'll talk about the combinations which he works best in as well, because there's a little difference depending on at what stage of the game you are. Let's look at it. Of course, that first skill is the Dictator skill, 23,100 extra marching capacity for your troops. Second skill, Wrath of the Wilderness. Combat skill, effective range 3. So if you put him on the front row, it will hit all 3 rows of your opponent. Middle row, it will hit the front row and middle row of the opponent. And the target is 2 random enemy squads within effective range. So, you know, it works perfectly well whether you've got him on middle or front row. Now let's have a look. It does require 1 turn of prep, and then there's only a 40% chance to deal between 195% damage and a significant top level of 486% damage to 2 random enemy squads within range. And then it's got a debuff element to it as well, which is nice, making their resistance between 20% and maxing out at minus 47%, lasting for 2 turns. So again, this is likely to maybe activate 2 or 3 times in a battle max, but it has this additional element. You know, even if it only activates twice, your opponents, 2 of your opponent's squads are going to have a big reduction in their resistance, which means that your combat skills are going to do more damage to them. So that's a nice combination for the first skill. Third and fourth skills, of course, are defensive formation, between 5 and 50% extra resistance for the troops in his squad. And fourth skill is offensive, between 5 and 50% extra might, again, for the troops just in his squad that he's leading. On to the fifth skill, Soul of the Mountain. It's a prep skill, and this one does have an effective range of 4. So again, as I say, it's perfectly fine to put him on the middle row. And this will target all 3 of the random enemy squad, so that's really nice. It's going to have an impact on each row of your opponent's formation. And let's have a look. As long as the opponent doesn't have a hero that interrupts prep skills, for the first 2 skills, this is guaranteed, and you're going to disarm 2 random enemy squads from out of the 3, making them unable to basic attack. So that means no attacks from the troops in 2 of your opponent's squads in their formation for the first 2 turns. So that's going to give you a head start effectively in the battle if your troops are doing damage to all 3 squads of your troops are doing damage, but only 1 squad of his troops will be able to do damage because of this skill. And then also there's this extra element to it. On the second turn, it's going to deal between 169% up to 267.5% damage to all enemy squads. So that's nice. It's debuffing, and it's giving you this extra combat damage element in the second turn as well. Only downside, obviously, it only covers a quarter of the battle. But as we always say, you know, a guaranteed skill activating is always better than one of chance. onto the 6th skill. And again, he's got, I think for me, he's got a really nice 6th skill, Awakened skill. So obviously you'll get the extra 250% bonus to the leadership skills that he has. And obviously that will allow you to max the troop number in that squad. It's also going to give you up to 20% bonus on your archer might and resistance. So that's a high level of bonus for a 6th skill. And then you've got this additional 4th element to it of 40% extra combat speed. So hopefully you can get in those hits first with a slightly higher combat speed in your squad. So that's pretty nice, guys, for a 6th skill. And then 7th skill, it's a defensive order. So this is the leadership skill that affects all of the squads in the whole of your legion. And he's one of the rare heroes that does have the resistance buff for his 7th skill. So between 13% and 40% resistance for all the troops in your legion, in your formation, with this skill unlocked. So that's nice, and that's why he's a really good balanced hero, to be honest, with the different elements so far that we've looked at. 8th skill, Breath of the Forest, combat skill, effective range 3. So again, like his 2nd skill, it would be affecting any of the 3 squads. If you've got him on the front row, if it's the middle row, it's just going to hit that front and middle squad, but that's fine. And again, it's going to just target 2 random enemy squads within effective range. Again, it does require 1 turn prep, and it's only going to have a 35% chance. So it's another chance skill. It's not a massively high chance either. That is one of the downsides with him, of course. And this is going to then do damage as it is a combat skill. So deal between 197.5% up to 343% damage to 2 random enemy squads within the range. And then a really nice additional element here. Heal self and a random friendly squad between 40.6% recovery rate up to 97% recovery rate for the troops lost on that turn. So that is really good skill. It's doing a fair amount of damage to 2 of the enemy squads, and it's going to heal 97% of the troops that get lost or damaged in that turn on your squad, and also 1 other squad. So a very, very nice skill there, guys. Let's talk about use and longevity. So you're not getting Skybreaker until S3 anyway. When you do get him in S3, you're going to want to put him on the front row of a meta Archer's Legion at the time. And the meta Legion at that time is going to be Skybreaker, Inqui, and then Witch Hunter on your back row. All right, those 3 are the best combination of archers during Season 3. And because, as we've talked about previously, Inqui and Witch Hunter work really well together. And, you know, Skybreaker has this healing element, and he's got that resistance buff. He's got this combination of offensive and debuffing skills. So he's a nice balanced hero. Now, once you get into S4, things change slightly, and you're going to want to shift him. So Immortal Guardian is going to be released in S4, and he is going to be the meta front row Archer's hero at that point, and for a lot of combinations for the remainder of the game, to be honest. But we'll talk about him later on another day when I review him specifically. But once you get to Season 4, if you do get Immortal Guardian, then you can put Skybreaker in the middle row behind Immortal, and you can actually use, if you've got him, then actually it's better to use the Pacer on your back row. So Immortal Guardian, Skybreaker, the Pacer is a better combination over having Witch Hunter. But again, there is a S4 Archer's Hero as well for back row, Jade Eagle. And if you can unlock him, then Skybreaker also works in that combination with Immortal Guardian and then Skybreaker, Jade Eagle. And then when you get into SX as well, there is Spectral Reaper. And again, Skybreaker does work with Immortal Guardian and Spectral Reaper on that middle row. So potentially, guys, especially if you have an Archer's account, Skybreaker is a hero that you're potentially going to be using for the rest of the game in one combination or other. Maybe not in your primary first Archer's Legion once you get into the SX, deep into SX, and you've unlocked like 2 or 3 SX Archer heroes. But potentially you're going to be using him in a second formation for sure for quite a long time. So Those are the kind of options available for you with Skybreaker. As I say, a really nice balanced hero who you can use on your front or middle row, and he's the second hero that we've seen that has that healing element as well. So he's definitely got a lot going on, guys. So that's everything about Skybreaker. Thank you very much for watching the video as usual. I hope you've enjoyed it. In the next one in our Heroes Guide season, we are going to be on to Mr. Warlord, who is another Cav hero. He's the second of the 4 S3 Cav heroes. One that I do have in my account, maxed in my account, so we're going to be looking at him next time. Thank you very much for watching as usual. If you haven't already, please do click that subscribe, ring the bell, and if you have any comments about the contents of this video, please pop them in the comments section below. And if you have any elements that you'd like me to discuss in a video, please again do pop them in the comments and I'll get working on that. I'm trying to work through my to-do list at the moment. And if you haven't already, please do share. I'd really appreciate it if you share my channel in your Alliance chat, Province chat, Imperial message, online, Discord, WhatsApp, wherever you use to communicate in the game. That would be fantastic, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.